graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
It looks like you're the one who needs to be taught a lesson, pal. Class is Pain 101. Your instructor's Casey Jones.
Look, I don't want to fight you.
Well, tough rocks, pal.
A Jose Canseco bat? Tell me, you didn't pay money for this.
Ooh,
That's it.
just do one sale, pal.
Well,
New game, Roundhead. Cricket.
cricket? Nobody understands cricket. You gotta know what a crumpet is to understand cricket.
I'll teach you.
Oh my! Hello, my fellow Earthlings. This is Hikaru Sulu. You may remember me as the helmsman for the Starship Enterprise. You know, I don't usually listen to podcasts, but when I do, it's Two Strangers, One Podcast. Chris and Paul make me feel like I have a tribble in my pants. Set phases to sexy. Suck it, Shatner.
Well, hello and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
I'm Kelsia.
And wow, it's finally someone who got it right. Because every other time when we have other people on the show, not to mention people's names, but say Chris, Paul, and then the other person just sits there for a moment and gets all silent. So Kelsia is Paul's girlfriend for the, sorry ladies, he's taken.
Yes, he is.
And Paul and I, usually we record Wednesday nights. This is a Thursday night, and usually Paul doesn't have anyone else in his house, so when I called or when we got over on Skype, because that's how we record the show, because it's Two Strangers, One Podcast, and we've probably only seen each other physically like 2 or 3 times in person, or 4 times actually if you count back at RockCon 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. And basically, I heard Kelsia in the background, and I'm like, she has to be on the show. So Paul was dead set against it.
I don't really have a choice in the matter.
Yeah. So feel free to chime in whenever you feel like it, Kelsia.
Okay, I'm here.
And we were kind of just setting up the microphones, and we were like talking stuff before the show, and I'm like, no, don't talk about it before the show. It's got to stay before the show. That's the magic of podcasting, people. So, all right, just to go, I guess, top of my list. In our last episode, which was actually a 2-parter, and I don't know when I'm going to release the second half. Paul and I did an episode with Sketch, and I was looking up every episode I pretty much make new art for each episode, trying to be in theme with the name of the episode. And so, it was for our Ratchet Phone episode. So I was trying to look up pictures. Ratchet Phone, brought to you by Boost Mobile. Would you like your Ratchet minutes? So that being said, I was looking up and I was trying to find pictures of hood rats holding up their cell phones, just throwing the Two Strangers, One Podcast logo on the phone. And I had come across, the beauty of the internet when you go looking for one thing and the other stuff you find. And when I say the beauty of the internet, I'm just saying that the fact that stuff like this exists and we forget that it exists. I had actually come across a racist podcast, which, so let me just preface this by saying that I love black people, I love brown people, I love yellow people, I love red people, I love all colors of people. I don't care who or what you stick your dick in. Or what you don't stick your dick in? Or, what was that?
I say people. He's basically a racist.
I think that's the opposite of what he's trying to say.
And, Paul's the big racist, so if you listen to the last episode, if you listen to the Ratchet Phone episode, you find out how racist Paul really is.
I am not racist.
But that being said, because what happened was it had a very unusual name. And I'm not going to say it on the show because I don't want to give these guys any, I don't want their numbers to go up or anything like that. But, I know it's okay. Someone would, when I first heard of a Toonami podcast, I was like, really, what the hell can they talk about for an hour every week? No offense, guys.
No, I won't kill you yet.
But I was listening to this racist podcast, and it just blew my mind. These people, when your hate pushes you to the point of where, you're doing... The whole show was about, how much they hated black people.
So did they have, an agenda for it, or did they just ramble about how their opinions?
It was their opinions. It was sort of dehumanizing them, saying, using words referring to black people as animals, Instead of like, because they were talking about like this particular episode, they were kind of talking about like the court system, and they were like, oh, someone got caught, they got a slap on the hand, a slap on the wrist, or whatever. They would say stuff like he got a slap on the paw, like if the person was an animal, and I was like, that's an extra level of hate where you kind of like proactively, like, don't be wrong, I love doing a podcast. Where else are people going to listen to the bullshit that I have to say? But I like to talk about things that I like, and if you're going to talk about, you hate someone so much that you like talking about how much you hate them, I guess.
I think that means you have nothing better to do.
Now, that being said, they went to commercial break, and it blew my mind. I said, I can't believe that this show is sponsored. That being said, now this is when I did a little more. They were sponsored by, and I don't know the guy's name off the top of my head, but basically it's a guy out in Texas that offers. He owns a gun shop, so it's bad enough. You have these racist people. Now you have a gun shop owner advertising on the show, and he basically was talking about, like, the commercial was that he offers concealed carry permits.
Oh my gosh!
In Texas. So I mean, okay, now you're putting dangerous instruments in the hands of dangerous people.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, this particular ad made the rounds on the news because at the end of the commercial, he goes, if he doesn't say Obama, but he basically says, if you support the president or if you're a Muslim, don't even bother registering for this class because I won't teach you.
Oh, jeez.
And it's like, now, obviously this guy, wherever his store is or whatever, I mean, I know Texas probably has, Texas to me seems like the very center of like extreme racism. Like I don't think there's a huge Muslim community in Texas. I mean, I know Texas is a huge state and there's several beautiful cities in Texas, but I don't see it being like a Muslim a place where a lot of Muslim people would go. You think it would go more towards like major metropolitan cities?
Yeah.
And so it just blew my mind that was a commercial, and actually, like, I guess apparently this commercial was also being played like on radio stations in Texas. So I mean, and it just blows my mind. I mean, God bless America. I mean, I want to, obviously, being a person who co-hosts a podcast, I'm all for free speech, but it just blew my mind that, like, I'm all for free speech. I'm against fucking just dumb assholes.
Yeah, taking it to that level is just. I mean, everybody has their own opinions and entitled to them, but that's just another level.
Yeah, like I know I say rude and off-color shit all the time. That's the whole reason I do this show. I say just off the cuff, really mean, but I kind of say. I think I would at least I say it with a bit of like tongue in cheek.
Right.
I don't, I really don't want bad things to happen to people in Boston because, I said that in past episodes where, being a guy from New York City, I'm born and raised to hate people from Boston. And,
yes, we know you hate everybody from Boston, you racist.
It's ingrained in my being. But when I say shit like, I hope there's another marathon bombing in Boston, I say that it's so shockingly fucking outrageous that I hope that you understand that I'm saying it like a joke. You know what I'm saying? And like these fucking people were serious, and that shit is fucking scary when you see these people. Because now I went to go research because that guy's commercial was actually on YouTube, and once again, I didn't want to promote. Like I'm talking about it, but I'm not going to say the guy's name. Even I can't remember it anyway. But I'm not, I don't want to promote this guy's agenda. But then, like, like when you go on YouTube and you look at a video, and then there's like related videos, and then it takes you really down a rabbit hole. Oh, sorry, my cat just knocked my microphone on my computer.
Nice job, Chris.
Yeah, real professional podcast here, people.
God.
And it was just like, survivalist videos and guys like, how to pack your bags, like doomsday preppers, but they're not preparing for doomsday. They're preparing for like fucking race war. But, so it was a very enlightening time. And when I say enlightening, I don't mean like I was learning from these guys, or it was just like, I just can't believe that there's still fucking people out there and that they have access to computers and they have access to podcasting and, I mean, I guess, yes, it's okay. It's kind of, I understand, yes, it's stupid to sit around and talk about Batman versus Superman. I understand the stupidity of that, but it's innocuous. It doesn't bother. It doesn't.
Exactly. It's not hurting anybody. It's not offending anybody. Even if it's offensive things, it's not directly towards any certain group or person.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, you know. It just blows my mind. All right, so let's lighten up the fucking. Oh my god, I got real depressing right there. Okay, so Kelsey, I'm sorry,
Yes.
I keep introduce us.
That's
Introduce yourself to the audience.
Well, my name's Kelsia. I lived in Leroy. I just moved over here to Rochester, Henrietta. Just here to be a voice of reason, I guess.
You're originally from Pennsylvania?
I am, yeah. I lived in Bradford, Pennsylvania, a little blink of an eye town. And it's really different for me up here because I used to, like, the closest thing you can get to that is of any kind of interest is, you know, an hour away, whereas here I can drive 10 minutes and I'm to anything that I could want to be to. And it's I already I have an issue with shopping, so it already kind of was a problem even when I had to drive an hour to do so. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, the mall's right there. And Old Navy has these great sales. So it's just not, maybe need to control that a little bit.
It's right there. Calling me.
Yeah.
So if she disappears, I know where she is.
I absolutely need a striped scarf for $5.
My God.
Money for new clothes, please.
Or whatever the hell it is. Every winter, Old Navy has like that one thing that they try to shove down your throat.
Yeah. Like it's these shirts that are long sleeve sweaters with different sayings on them, like Lucky One, stuff like that, and they're just kind of goofy. And I actually did get one. What's it say? Follow your dreams or something. And it's really cute, but some of them are just. It's like, why does that even say that? Like, do I need an inspirational quote on my shirt? You know.
You're gonna walk around and be everyone's bastion of light for that one day.
Yeah, they're like, oh my gosh, thank you for that. I needed that too.
You know what? I should follow in the direction of my dreams.
I'm gonna go move to Kansas. I don't know. Somebody's dream, maybe.
Do a freaking podcast. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm gonna make a shirt that says "Do a freaking podcast." I want to hear.
Well, that would be a good one.
And actually, I think I mentioned this on the last episode, which I don't know, 2 episodes ago or whatever the case may be. I had an ex-girlfriend of mine who decided to just call me out of the blue. And I wasn't in the mood to talk to her. And she goes, but I want to hear your voice. I want to hear how you're doing. I said, you know what? Just listen to my fucking podcast. How you doing, sweetie? That being said, now, and Paul and I have discussed this at great length in the past. So it's no surprise that, you met Paul on a dating site.
I did, yeah. We met on Plenty of Fish, which is weird because I kind of got on there. I had just moved to the area, and I was kind of just looking to meet people in the area, not necessarily to find somebody to be with. I was more looking to meet people to be friends with or hang out with. And then if anything came of anything, then that was that, and I'm not going to fight it. And we met, and we just had really great chemistry, and we just so happened to be lucky people that found the right person.
Now, see, not for nothing. Only women can have that kind of mentality. Like, I'm gonna go on a dating site to meet people. Like, guys have the and don't be wrong. I don't want to say.
Cut out, by the way.
Oh, it has.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I hear you guys just fine, or at least it sounds a little muffled, but I guess hopefully it won't keep cutting out. Yeah, but that being said, guys, and I don't want to say like all guys are evil, guys, looking just to have sex with everything that moves, but even someone who's like
you in the tree over there. Oh, look at the tree. Hey, wait, there's a hole.
You know what that kind of looks like?
Turn your head at the right angle,
Oh.
That being said, it's guys, I mean, you're going to meet you guys go on a site to meet people. Like, I don't think a guy has ever said, I want to make friends.
Right.
Guys, we don't go out to bars to make friends. We have friends. You know what I'm saying? Our friends are the guys who've like been our friends forever, you know, or they're people we work with, or you know, people you do a podcast with, or whatever the case may be. There's people that, you know, my friends are my friends. I've never left my house or did anything with the express intention of like, I'm gonna go make friends today. You know? I've never. I mean, you know, and it's not to say, and it just. I only bring it up just like the way men's minds and women's minds are just different. Because a guy now, if I happen to go out, okay, like let's just say hypothetically, I went out to go see a band. You know, and just, you know, something innocuous enough where I'm going to go out and I hang out with some, you know, I someone there, and we kind of vibe and we gel, and, you know, are funny or whatever the case may be. You know, if that happens, then beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll never walk out of the door and say, I'm going to go to the concert and I'm going to make a friend today.
Well, and if you're trying to go to that concert trying to make a friend, you wouldn't make that friend. That's
it's like, shut up, I'm listening to music.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I just love it. Like when you go to these, I mean, because I'm on like, and I've been on Plenty of Fish, and I've discussed that at length.
Yes, you have.
And you know, and you go, and it's just like you look at a profile, and the person says, "Oh, I'm here to meet friends." I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't. I mean, a lot of people who have been on there for a long time, they probably aren't truly looking to meet friends. Because if you're staying on there, you're not making friends. Maybe that's not the best place to be, unless you like the guys emailing you saying, "Hey, I just want an intimate encounter with you." You know, it's like, did you really just say that to me?
And see, and once again, things different between guys and girls is that guys don't get that kind of like straight, direct, like, unless the guy, I mean, I wouldn't know. Unless the guy's extremely good looking, you know, the guys on a dating site wouldn't get that whole like,
right.
You know, girls like, hey, you know, want to hook up or whatever the case may be, or however guys say it. But apparently it happens to girls all the time.
It is. It's weird because, like, I was on there for a very short time. And I would get on and have, like, 5 emails. And, like, what the heck? I don't, you know, I'm not...
And interact that much?
And it's all men, you know, and it's all these, like, tattooed up guys who, and you're just like, I'm really not interested. I don't know what you're thinking. maybe I'm difficult. I don't know.
Well, no, I mean, it just shows that the guys are just animals, you know, like
I mean, most guys, but all guys.
Oh, I wonder who you're talking about.
Plenty of fish, you know.
You give yourself a bad rap.
And it's like, you know, I guess, I mean, there are some guys who will, you know, just law of averages, law of ratios. If you hit on every girl,
Yeah.
you're eventually, I mean, don't get me wrong, you have to deal with a lot of rejection, but, you know, you're eventually going to get that one person that's like, all right, let's fuck.
Oh my gosh. I can't. Maybe I'm a tad naive, and I'm just like, I just can't see. I can imagine that.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Is that, I mean, some guys are, you know, some guys aren't like that, but there are guys that just said, look, you know, if you know, it's like if you're playing baseball, if you swing at every pitch, you're eventually going to hit one. I mean,
yeah,
you're not
if
that
your eyes
good a hitter.
closed, you might hit one.
And so there are guys that like, and not saying that, you know, guys are just randomly emailing you. I'm just saying is this like, I being a man, and I think even if
Wait,
it's
oh my god,
Being a man, yes.
You've seen no.
No.
Well, you know, my question about it is, do they go through every, like, they just look through and see who they're going to email, or some people probably do email, like, every girl, you know?
I mean, obviously, I mean, I think you kind of, you know, you go and you see, like, people that are just, like, you know, people you're just straight up physically attracted to. You know, you just kind of just, you know, obviously, I don't think, I mean, who knows? You know, see, once again, being a guy, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there are quote unquote unattractive girls on the site that get as much propositioning as an attractive girl would, but, you know, or maybe there's guys who just like, you know, there are guys, and it's sad, you know, there are guys who, you know, will go out like saying like, look, I'm just going to get with the first thing that allows me to freaking bring her home with me or whatever. And they don't care they honestly don't care what she looks like. They honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong, that's a totally shallow and horrible way to live. But I mean, and it's been called some horrible names. I've known guys who've called it hogging.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah, because it's almost like, I mean, I hate to say it, but and it's true. Hey, look, I'm a fat guy. I have low self-esteem. If you find a girl with low self-esteem,
hey, I'm a fat guy. I got low self-esteem.
Yeah, I'll look. If there's anything on the show, I mean, I'm honest. But that being said, if I can hate anybody, I can hate myself. But that being said, if you get an easy target, you can, you're gonna bring her home tonight.
Yeah, which I mean, it's kind of an unfortunate. People get situations like that. It's like you don't even know what you're getting yourself into. This could be anything.
And so I think there are guys who kind of there are guys who leave with that mentality. And it's just they're just looking to have a straight up physical encounter, and it's a horrible and nasty and disgusting thing. I'm looking for true love on Plenty of Fish.
It's funny though, because really the difference, if a guy say he does that, the first thing I do if somebody sends me a message, my first thing is go to their page, education, and they have to be taller than me. And that's the main, So if you are a 7-Eleven clerk and you didn't graduate high school, sorry, I'm truly not interested.
I won in that category.
Paul, I'm bachelor's degree, taller than me. Let's talk. We could do that. And they just so happen to be wonderful. So I got lucky.
See, tall guys get all the play, man. They really do.
How am I supposed to be tall? Not tall.
Well, no, but I'm just saying tall guys in general. Because me, I'm 5'8". I'm right on that line of any shorter than if I was any shorter, I would be short. I think I am the exact median at 5'8". You know what I'm saying?
I'll try not to tell anybody. Oh wait.
I mean, maybe it's just me. I don't know. I think I'm right. Because I don't think I'm short. There's tons of guys that are taller than me. I just then, but when you're tall guys, the only thing that sucks is if you're taller, then people ask you the same, oh, do you play basketball?
Right.
Or,
how tall are you?
Oh, that's gotta suck. That's really gotta suck. Because thank goodness, being a fat guy, no one goes, wow, how much do you weigh?
Oh my gosh. Imagine if people said that to you.
No, that would be horrible.
Somebody said that to me, I would probably go cry in a corner.
But the one thing that people do say to you, being a fat guy, is when they're telling you a story about another fat guy, and then they go, oh no, you have to understand, this person's so fat, they're even bigger than you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And you're thank you.
Thank you, yeah, exactly. Thank you for using me as the measure of being a fat bastard. I know you're a fat bastard, but this person was even double the fat bastard that you are. So that when people do shit like that fucking drives me up a wall. So I was perusing through the most recent issue of GQ, the one with Katy Perry on the cover, and I do have to say that I'm not a pop music fan, but I enjoy looking at Katy Perry.
Oh, geez.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's, I mean, she's on the cover of GQ, for Christ's sake. I mean,
So basically, what you're saying is you want to pop.
Oh yeah, you should be fapping. Now, so
don't worry about that, honey. You don't need to know what that means.
If she's on the internet, she probably knows what it means.
We don't need to corrupt this mind anymore.
Okay. With that being said, I don't want to say I picked up the most recent issue because I didn't pay for it, but I got the most recent issue of GQ, and there is an article in it about a new dating app, and it's called Tinder, Tinder.
Tinder?
Tinder, like Tinderbox, like starting a flame.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's called Tinder. Now, here's how it works. It's basically, it straight up links to your Facebook page, which kind of bothers me a little bit, but because basically it's because what it does is it finds people that are around you. So it's like a dating site that purposely focuses on people that are physically located to where you're at. Mm-hmm. And what it does is, and like we were talking about earlier about picking and choosing people that you're attracted to. It's a very easy, like, okay, so it shows you a picture of somebody, and you can click one button and get to their profile. Or if they're like automatically someone that you're not going to vibe with, like something basic, or unless it's someone you're not attracted to, you could just like swipe them right off the page.
Oh.
So if you swipe them off the page, they disappear. You know, they go away. If you swipe them in the other direction, which is like the like option or whatever, the app remembers that you liked that person.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Then I get what it does is then I guess it shows that person your profile. And if they like you back, then you can make a contact. Like you can't message someone until they like you back.
Oh,
That's stupid.
Yeah, because I mean, what if someone just wants to never like one person, and they're like, "Well, this is pointless." You know?
There's actually a website out there called, I believe it's called The Beautiful People,
Oh.
and the only way you can be on that site is if they deem you beautiful, so you have to send them a picture.
That's awful.
It
I
is.
think you have to send. I think you have to send like multiple pictures because I remember.
Yeah.
I remember reading about or seeing it on TV or something like that.
It's terrible.
But I mean, you know, what if you just had a good-looking friend and you just kept sending them pictures of your good-looking
Right.
friend?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I'm in the beautiful people. Well, you know, people do that with any site, though. They'll put up a picture of something else, somebody else, and it's just.
I'm sorry.
You.
I have a bit of a confession to make. I used some of the older pictures of myself when I was a little thinner, and you know. So right now I've actually spoke to. Okay, so far I've made 3 connections, and mind you, I've only started this thing yesterday.
Oh, this Tinder?
This Tinder, yeah. Tinder, the Tinder app. That being said, and I could talk about that because it's like when I say plenty of fish, then it always bothers me. Like I'm worried that like I say plenty of fish, and like someone who listens to the show is like gonna fucking catfish me,
Oh,
find
geez,
me
yeah.
and
Yeah.
make a fake
Catfish.
profile and all this other stuff. But you know the thing about Tinder is that it is only local girls.
Yeah.
Now one of them turned out to be a bogus. You know, oh, would you like to see me in my underwear? Click this link. You know,
Jeez.
so. But
Yeah, you get a lot of those too.
I was talking now. Once again, I mean, you know, not that I'm being exactly honest with my photos, but I was talking to a very attractive woman in her mid-40s yesterday, and then I kind of got distracted at work, and I didn't write her back, and then I wrote her back today, and she hasn't responded. So I don't know if maybe she got pissed off that I didn't write her back, but you know. So I've started. The hunt continues, and I'm on the Tinder app, and I guess I don't have to worry about people catfishing me. Because,
So the Tinder continues?
yeah, the Tinder continues. So let's see what happens there with my deceitful, thinner pictures of myself.
You're just...
Looking for a lady friend?
Yeah, you know, because like we were talking about before the show, you know, it's I've kind of been single now. I mean, I was dating a girl last year, but that was kind of like that wasn't really a thing. It was a thing, but it wasn't a thing. And see the way guys think, you know, it was a thing. It was a thing. She probably like loved me or something like that.
Yes, by listening, like, oh my god.
I was just a thing to him.
It wasn't even a thing.
I'm not even a thing. But that being said,
Why you gotta be so mean to Chris? Jesus.
I just, you know, I've been, you know, because now I finally have my own place. You know, I'm getting my life in order. You know, I got my job. I got, you know, what was that?
Your daughter's a little older now, so it's a little easier, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know, and I'm working on getting custody of my daughter, so that, you know, on the days like right now when I have visits with my daughter, it's during the week. I have my weekends to myself. You know, if I wanted to go out Saturday night and not sit at home and watch Asian cartoons,
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
I could, you know, I'm just saying is that if I wanted to, you know,
See how mean he is to me? Do you
Um,
see this?
Do you have a type, or do you just...
it is very weird. And once again, like I've said in past episodes, I mean, my ex-wife was black. My baby mama was Native American. You know, I don't really have a type, except crazy. Crazy tends to be my type. I tend to. I think I don't know what it is about me that I attract girls that are fucking mentally unstable, emotionally, you know. Like, 'cause it's weird because, like, you know, in the beginning of the relationship, like, the girl seems, like, madly in love with me, and then something happens.
Something clicks and she's crazy. It's like,
yeah, it turns from, like, sweet and cute to, like, holy shit, she's gonna fucking end up boiling my cat.
Honey, you're not gonna watch yet, are you?
No, I haven't met her yet.
Okay.
He still loves me, I think.
So, I mean, I don't know if I have a type, like physically, I don't have a type because I like thin girls, I like big girls. You know, my ex-wife, and this is not being insulting in any way, shape, or form, she was a big girl. You know, my baby mama, you know, there were times where she got down to, 105 pounds. You know, it was, I mean, of course I was drug induced, but that's a whole other story. But, it was, I really don't have a type. I guess as long as it doesn't have a penis, and if it does have a penis, as long as it's cute.
Oh.
Well, you obviously hadn't listened to the last episode because I was basically saying that I'm gay now.
Well,
Gay now.
those endeavors will.
See, now the gay.
See, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get me away from you. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna work. Stop while you're ahead.
Well, a guy knows what another guy wants.
she might fight you for me.
I'll sit with him and watch his funny cartoons on Saturday nights.
Where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm like, hey, what was that show with the coma girl?
Yeah, she said that tonight. She said that tonight to other people when I was on the other podcast, or after we got off of it. After I got off of it, and then they're like, "What?"
She can't be on here. She doesn't even know the name of the show. Stop.
Yeah, I've been, I listen to the show and I've kind of like tried to watch Toonami when I'm actually around a television set that has cable, but. I mean, I get it. It's, and then, Paul's trying to slowly work me into the fold. And so.
I think it's I think it's not really an acquired taste. I think it's, you have to have liked anime. Like, do you like anime?
I mean, you would think of all the other things I like, because a lot of stuff that I like crosses over with audiences of people that like anime.
Uh-huh.
Like I like superhero movies and comic books and video games.
I like Iron Man, and I can't watch an anime to save my life. So.
Yeah, it's a weird. Well, see, now in all fairness, Iron Man is an awesome fucking movie that crossed over to a bunch of audiences. So but I mean.
That's all right. I'm slowly converting her.
Robert Downey Jr. is so dreamy.
Oh God! Here we go with the gay shit again.
If I could only be his Pepper Potts.
I think we're at the commercial break.
Yeah, and actually, we are, Paul. We are. So we'll be right back with more. I usually say we're back on more dick and fart jokes, but I feel kind of awkward saying dick and fart in front of a woman. But I guess we'll be back with more
gay innuendo,
penis and flatulence humor.
This episode of Two Strangers, One Podcast is brought to you by Comics Etc. 1115 East Main and North Goodman at the Hungerford Building, door number 8. Find out more information at comicsetc.biz or like them on Facebook at facebook.com/comicsetc1.
Click and Hit, enhancing the experience for all recreational smokers. Click and Hit is a one-handed portable vaporizer. This smoking pipe has a compact 4-stage design, complete with a built-in, windproof, butane refillable torch lighter. The large burn chamber holds your stash of legal herb or pipe tobacco. Click the button to ignite and inhale as usual. When you are done, put it back in your pocket for later. Smoke anytime with the touch of a button. No more carrying around grinders and tins. You can leave the pipe, rolling papers, and even your lighter at home. The Click and Hit cordless vaporizer is no bigger than a normal cigar, making it the world's smallest and most discreet vaporizer. It's perfect for use in small places or shared rooms. It's efficient, getting 5 to 8 draws from your packed chamber. It's affordable at just $19.95 each. Buy 3 and the shipping is free. Buy 4 and you get the 5th one free. Visit www.click-hit.com. That's clickandhit.com. And now, for listeners of Two Strangers, One Podcast, you can use promo code STRANGERS and receive 10% off your purchase at clickandhit.com. That's promo code STRANGERS for 10% off your purchase.
And we're back. So I love it because I always make it a priority to write topics for the show, and we end up spending like the first half an hour just talking about.
I swear to God, I'm gonna kill this kid.
So just real quick, I want to thank one of the apps. If you're listening to us, on the Stitcher app for Android devices, then I guess you already know about Stitcher. But Stitcher has just had what they call the Stitcher Awards, the 2014 Stitcher Awards, and I just want to give a congratulations to Ralph Garman and Kevin Smith for the Best Entertainment Pop Culture podcast on the Stitcher Awards, which, I love you guys, but we're probably going to knock you out next year. Congratulations to you guys. But yes,
all those guests that we're getting, I mean, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it. So
what are you talking about? I don't know anything.
This is definitely not a racist podcast. So this is,
what does it have to do with racist?
I don't know. It's an entertainment and pop culture podcast, which I guess that's what we would call ourselves, an entertainment and pop culture podcast. But
I would call it the sexy racist podcast.
I'd say it's entertainment pop culture. I mean, you talked about Miley Cyrus. You've talked about a lot of topics. So.
See, one person listens to us. We were talking about that earlier too.
So if you're friends with someone on Facebook, can you technically stalk them because you're friends with them?
Well, I think if you truly have no reason to look at their stuff, that would be considered Facebook stalking. Because if you're just like, oh, this Jamie posted the status saying, oh, I had such a bad day, and you're like, click on her site, click on her photos, and you look at her pictures and you go down through her statuses like, Jamie had a bad day last week too. And that might be considered.
Well, I mean, if the person's on your feed, then you're friends with them in some way, shape, or form. I mean, I generally, pretty much, I would say about 80 to 90% of the people on my Facebook page are people that I know in real life. I'm not one of those Facebook whores where I just add every human being possible on the face of the planet, because the people that are on my Facebook feed right now are people that I know and I love and I care about. And seeing their Facebook page.
Oh, you love and you care about me? Oh.
I care about them, but the shit they post, I want to put their fucking faces through a fucking plate glass window.
So you want to put my face through a plate glass window?
Yeah. No.
I'm gonna get my taxes done. I'm sitting at the tax office. Oh, this is taking so long. I'm at the tax office. Oh, I'm getting my taxes done. Oh, it's like, I don't care. I don't care
about every single thing.
Yep.
That's the whole thing, is that Facebook frustrates me with the people that I know and care about. The last thing I need is Facebook to frustrate me about with strangers. Which I guess two strangers, one podcast. But it's now. My thing is that, okay, all right, obviously we have the mutual friend of Paul, I guess, or your boyfriend, my friend.
I was gonna say mutual.
We're gonna swap that one day. That being said,
dude, I'm gonna. What is this gonna be? Kelsia versus Chris? I'll just be sitting there
for Paul's affection.
Which one gets me?
Now, that being said, we had, I think you had sent me the friend request, and if, my thing is that, okay, I accepted your friend request. I wouldn't, if you went through my photos, I wouldn't feel like you're stalking me, and it's just in anyone in general. If you've friended somebody, you've pretty much said, I give you permission to look at all of my stuff, Now, it is funny, sometimes you'll have someone all of a sudden magically start liking photos that you posted 2 years ago on your Facebook.
It was 3 months ago. You had to have gone through all of my photos to do that, and that's weird.
Yeah. What's that snapping noise, Paul? What are you snapping your...
That's me, because my stupid cat got up in the window.
Oh, okay. So what the hell that was?
Go get the cat down.
I'm going to get the cat down.
Don't put this in the podcast.
That's what she said.
Oh, he's scared of you.
So my thing is that, but it's funny, when you have, a friend that, like I said, all of a sudden you'll get a whole bunch of likes for your photos in, one night.
Right.
And you're like, what the hell? And sometimes, don't get me wrong, like I said, I'm friends with people, and I wouldn't add them if I didn't, I add the occasional, person that I don't know, whatever the case may be. But, sometimes it gets a little weird where, what the hell are you doing at 3 o'clock in the morning looking at my, vacation photos from like 3 years ago. Or something.
Yeah.
You know, you liked me standing in front of, the Liberty Bell or something like that. Like, that is that.
Kelsey does that all the time. She just stands in front of random things.
It's like, how about when people poke you on Facebook? Like, I don't even know how to poke somebody, and people like, what is that? Are we 12 here? Come on.
I thank God that didn't catch on.
I know
It got big, but
why is that even an option? I've been poked by people I have no idea. I'm like, why?
Is it okay if I poke you?
Yes, that's okay.
Oh,
Then I'd be like, oh, Paul poked me. Oh, it's so cute.
It's cute when it's someone you know.
Exactly. Someone you.
But when it's someone you don't know, or you don't have that kind of connection. Like sometimes you do add random people, or someone will send you a friend request, and you're like, I don't know this person.
Or it's somebody you met, somebody who knows somebody that you know of that person, and they know of you, but you don't know them, and then you have them on there. I mean, that's that does happen a lot. I don't think I have too many people that I do not know, and people do try to add you that you don't know, but.
Well, I've also had people that just after I've wanted to add them a long time ago, and then all of a sudden, years later, they're all of a sudden I have a new friend that I just who the hell are you? And I'm like, oh wait, maybe I tried to get you to like me 5 years ago or something. I don't know.
5 years ago, was Facebook even alive 5 years ago?
Are you trying to say I'm old?
No.
If Paul is old, what the fuck am I?
Chop liver.
Oh my god. Because I'm 36, going to be 37.
He's an old man.
That's funny because I just said how does he?
Because I'm 10 years older than Paul, or 9 years older than Paul, and he's 9 years older than you. Is that?
Hey, my kid.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm a
That's what was that?
I'm a kid.
So you're
not really, not literally.
You're 21.
I'm 20.
20. Jesus, you're not even 21. You guys can't even go out to a bar.
We can't go to a bar together.
Wow. I have comic books older than you. I mean, I'm just.
That's low. That's low.
I don't mean it, and I don't mean it as an insult. I mean,
and we were talking about the whole freaking fat person thing. Jesus Christ!
As a sad fact on my life that I have comic books older than you. Jeez, you're 20. Wait, you're 20. So that was okay. When you were born, I was in high school. I was senior year in high school. I graduated in 95. You were born in 94? 93. Jesus Christ. Now I feel old. But no, it's cool. It's cool.
He could be your dad.
My dad is actually 40.
Oh, Jesus
I'm
Christ.
42.
Now you feel old.
Being 37. Okay, no, okay, in your situation, your dad's 40, and then now he's a grandfather.
Right.
And that just blows my mind.
Well, he was a grandfather already because I have a brother who is 21, and his son is 3, I think.
Wow.
So.
Because I have cousins that are just a little bit older than me that are technically grandmothers now.
Yeah.
And it's just that kind of scares the shit out of me.
Well, it all depends on when you start out, because my parents were both 18 when they had their first kid. So, and when I'm 40, Sophia will be 18-ish. Hopefully I won't be a grandmother. I hope she's in college and going to be a nurse or a doctor.
You say no to the boys.
I'll be like, hey, you see this penny? Don't let it fall.
Oh my god.
You see this penny? Don't let it fall.
Wow, that's deep. But
yes, baby. Okay.
I just it just blows my mind because I could barely take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? This is until I moved recently. This is the first time I've lived by myself since about 2001. So I'm barely taking care of myself. I mean, don't be wrong. We're gonna get in custody of my daughter, and I would love to take. I'm working and I'm fighting so I can have my daughter, so I can take care of her. But I still feel that kind of holy shit, spinning plates. I got to keep moving, or the whole thing is gonna come crashing down on me.
Yeah.
And I guess that's a good thing to have. The minute I feel complacent, then I die. I won't feel that's. I mean, it's a good kind of urgency, that I just don't want to feel.
Well, I know where you're coming from because I recently have been in that kind of situation where I moved up here, and I had to get a new bank account. I couldn't take my vehicle to New York State, so now I have to get a new vehicle. And like I was living with my mother, and it was just like, and I had a 2-bedroom house with my daughter in Bradford, so I was totally independent, and I was working at the hospital down there. And so I moved up here and got a job, and I've just been, baby stepping, trying to run. And it's just like, you can't run, you have to baby step.
Yeah. Which
I've taught her well.
What was that?
I've taught her well.
Oh. Well, like I've been to my new apartment for going on 2 months now, and I'm still technically getting mail at my other house, like the house I haven't lived in 2 months. Like I think they're still getting my bank statements and my insurance, my car insurance paperwork.
Oh my gosh.
Which I have to keep an eye on my checking account, make sure there's no unwarranted.
Right. Like this $500 shirt that they bought. Disco pants.
Who bought $400 worth of scarves at Old Navy?
Oh God.
It's like,
Chelsea.
She would do that. Don't say that.
I would never spend $40. I am a shopaholic, but I am a clearance shopaholic.
Oh, okay.
So I at least I do it smart.
Let me tell you, are you the type you can't even pass a dollar store? I feel like a millionaire.
She has got
when I go to
excited
the
about the dollar store. She's like, oh, we got to go to that dollar store.
Tree.
Thank God for Dollar Tree.
Oh my gosh, you can go in there and spend $30 and get 30 things. It's crazy.
You feel I guess that's how rich people feel when they walk into real stores.
Right?
I can just buy everything in here. You buy shit you don't need, or you have no intention of really using.
I just need 10 more toothbrushes just in case.
Just in case I have a slumber party and every guest decides to forget their toothbrush.
Right, and
then everybody covered.
And it's funny because in that store you pick up everything you pick up. You're like, but it's only $1.
It's only $1. Who can't use a pregnancy test that's $1?
Right.
God.
And I know I've seen those there, the $1.
Yeah, or a marijuana test. It's only $1. Maybe I'll use it on my child in 20 years. Who knows?
Jesus.
And it's the most innocuous. Yeah.
Get everything over the counter.
Why? What is the necessity of that? Either you do drugs or you don't do drugs. Why are you testing yourself?
Parents, making sure little Susie isn't. What was that? You got kind of low for a second.
That makes sense. I didn't think about parents doing it.
Yeah. You're hanging out with that Paul. And make sure you don't come home smoking the pot.
Why are I so red?
Is this dollar store Visine? Freaking burns your eyes up. Because I do have dollar store Gargle, mouthwash, Listerine, or the dollar store version of Listerine. And holy shit, it's basically just it's colored alcohol.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Because it burns it finds cuts in my mouth that I didn't even know I had.
Oh my God.
My mouth is burning. And mind you, I don't drink, but I swish around the freaking Gargle and get a little lightheaded.
You're stumbling out of the bathroom I swear to me, officer.
Get arrested. I swear to God, it was dollar store Gargle.
It's I'll show you.
You put food coloring in that vodka, sir.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God, I'm probably putting the wrong ideas in some people's heads.
Yes, Chris likes to gargle things.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely where you're going with it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I like to gargle mayonnaise, baby.
Oh,
I just got that.
Now,
It was
yeah.
Ew, gargling mayonnaise. Oh, okay.
At first it's
We still love
what?
it.
And then you're like, oh, Chris. But in all fairness, I stole that from Tenacious D
Oh, okay.
in The Pick of Destiny.
You stole that from me
when they
because I like gargle things.
Oh my God.
Whoa, you're totally persecuting yourself.
Go on.
Kelsey, what's your issue with cats?
I just am not a cat person. Well, here's my I always liked cats, but my grandmother has a cat. Long story behind that. My mom was adopted, didn't know this grandmother my whole life. She's like a drug addict and a thief and steals money from my wallet and all that stuff. So she has a cat, and the cat takes precedence over everything. The cat, scratches the baby and it's the baby's fault. And I'm like, no, throw that cat in the garbage. So now I kind of have a prejudice against cats. I don't know.
Why you gotta be racist? My cat's black.
Prejudice.
That's still the same.
Well, that would be speciesist, right?
Okay, I'm definitely because I love dogs,
So
particular.
you are a speciesist.
Yes. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go to therapy.
You love dogs and hate cats.
My name's Kelsey. Hi,
I'm a
Kelsey.
speciesist. But
So you
I'm
like-
just not a cat person anymore.
Wow, that's because Paul and I are catmen,
Catman.
cat daddies.
Yes, you are.
Do you know what a cat daddy is? I mean,
You spoil your cats.
It's a kind of like a hood term. Cat daddy is the male equivalent of a cougar,
Oh,
where it's
Yeah.
an older guy that
Yeah.
kind of like hustles around with younger girls.
Wait, what
well,
you trying to
this is
say?
working. That's forgot.
So Paul really is a cat daddy, on top of being a cat lover.
Chris Cologne will now be on the next episode of Two Strangers One Podcast because he's dead.
I was thinking sugar daddy, that kind of relation. Cat daddy, sugar daddy.
Yeah, cat daddy.
Yeah, you just made it even worse, honey. Thank you. Now me and Chris like we're fucking. Come here, bitch. Come here.
No.
Come here, bitch cat.
Sugar daddies aren't like that.
Don't make me start talking Italian now. Hey.
Forget about it.
Hey,
What-
yeah, it's over here, huh?
So Kelsey, are you Italian or no?
I am German, Dutch, and Irish.
Wow, that's like triple white. That's
Yeah, it is, definitely.
your.
I have reddish brown hair.
How often do people say that you look like Emma Stone?
Oh,
It's got to happen a lot.
That's actually the first time. I've gotten other celebrities. I can't remember who it was, but the first time I ever heard Emma Stone was, I don't know who said it.
That was one of my webmasters that said that. It was kind of funny. I was like, so you want to bang my girlfriend? Is that what's going on here?
I appreciate it though. 'Cause
Really? I'm surprised. You never heard that from anyone else.
Do you think I look like her? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and in the best possible way. Like I'm not.
I think that if you saw me in person, you would think differently. Did you look at my Facebook pictures?
I wasn't stalking you.
How do you answer that?
Well,
I'm liking pictures at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I think she's really beautiful and has a different facial structure than me.
Oh, okay. I guess it's just I don't know. I once again, I'm just going by Facebook photos, which I guess.
But that's really nice. If I do, that's awesome.
Yeah. Even though I don't like her as a blonde, I don't like her the way she looks in the new
I think
Spider-Man
she
movie.
looks more natural redhead, but I think she looks gorgeous as blonde.
Yeah, I don't know. It just
Yeah.
because she's doing makeup commercials now,
Yeah.
and I like Emma Stone when she's not the hot girl, but she's hot.
Right. Like
But
in
when she-
Easy A.
Easy A or The Rocker. Like I absolutely fell in love with her in The Rocker. You remember that one with Rainn Wilson? It's like
Wait, which one?
The Rocker with Rainn Wilson, the guy who plays Dwight on The Office.
I'm trying to think.
He was in a band like a long time ago, but then he joins this other band. Like he gets kicked out of his band, and then he becomes the drummer of this band of a bunch of like teenagers. And Emma Stone is one of the people in the band, and there's a kid who looks like Jonah Hill's twin brother. And there's like one other like good-looking guy in the movie or whatever. And the joke is like they're recording their drumming session, and he's drumming nude. Rainn Wilson, the guy who plays Dwight on The Office, and that becomes like a viral YouTube hit, and then that band takes off. So it's like he's getting a second chance at fame. And in the movie, she's the brooding kind of like rocker chick, but not really not rocker like like issues and shit like that. Just rocker like she plays the guitar and everything like that. And in that movie, I think she's absolutely gorgeous. But they don't play up the fact that she's attractive. You know what I'm saying? But when she does these makeup commercials, I'm like, oh, like it's like I don't know. It's like when someone's like, it's like someone saying, "Oh, I'm so humble." You know what I'm saying? Like if you say you're so humble, you're not humble.
Right, like if somebody looks really good without makeup and they put a whole bunch of makeup on, it's just
It's like, oh, come on. And it's like these makeup, But then again, like she's like on the flip side, she does the commercials, or I've seen ads where she does makeup ads with I just had the girl's name in my head. It's gonna drive me crazy until I figure it out. But Olivia Wilde. Wilde, and I love Olivia Wilde.
Oh, she is. I loved her in House.
Yeah, and it's like, now Olivia Wilde, now mind you, the ad campaign, both their faces are together, in the ad campaign. Olivia Wilde, I don't mind being covered in makeup. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think she's attractive then. And then you got Emma Stone, which I think when you put makeup on her, it's like, it's like putting paint on the Mona Lisa. It's like you're destroying it by adding. It's fine the way it is, So it's just.
I think somebody likes Emma Stone.
Well, I like old school Emma Stone, and I don't like her as a blonde. I don't like her in the way she looks in the Amazing Spider-Man. And it hurts me because.
Well, I haven't seen The Amazing Spider-Man because I've heard it sucks. But...
Yeah, it does suck. It hurts. Being a comic book movie fan guy, it hurts me to say that. Even though Part 2 looks like it's going to fuck up.
Well, I'll definitely watch this one because this one had some scenes from Rochester, which you'll never know that it was in Rochester. So
because it's supposed to be New York City.
Right, but, I will still see it.
All right, so let's nerd it up just a little bit.
Yes.
We finally got a sneak peek of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Even though we kind of discussed it in the last episode, back then it was still kind of speculation. Now we have official confirmation. There's pictures of Michael Bay with the statues, which I guess are kind of like reference for lighting and stuff like that. It's from the actual set where he's standing in front of the statues, just so I guess they could get the right camera angles and so basically the look that's going on is going to be the one they're using. Your opinion, sir?
Well, first of all, I don't like... did you hear that, by the way?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was turning up my mic. Because she went to the bathroom.
TMI.
Yeah, you could take that out of the podcast. My opinion basically is I'm... First of all, they don't look as bad as what the costume looks like. But that being said, the Shredder looks awesome. We'll be honest here. The Shredder looks awesome.
It looks like extreme Shredder. Like, it looks like, it looks elaborate. It looks like, I guess the best way, like, kind of like the way I felt like the way Megatron looked, where it's cool, but it's like way over the fucking top.
Yeah, it's way over the top on him. The Turtles, I'm a 90s guy, so you look at the Teenage Mutant Turtles from then, and again, that was Jim Henson, and he did an incredible job, might I add. When we went
a little fanboyish because
when we went from like 1 to 2 to 3, it got worse and worse. But that being said, because if you remember, like the first one, they looked good. Second one, they didn't look really bad, but because it was a lot brighter, you got to see more of the turtles, and it wasn't
hidden in shadows.
Right, but I really liked the way that they were designed. The third one, they went too far. I think you can agree with me that they were kind of a little looking weird.
Yeah, they look like the bad costumes that someone would wear at a kid's party.
It looked like they just whipped them together and like they lost the original costumes or something. It looked like, what the fuck are these guys? But that being said, like, first of all, like the faces of the turtles, they kind of look like what the mask looked like. They're like more human-like, which I don't know.
But they're mutants.
I'm just like, I'm like,
it's a mixture of human and turtle.
I guess, but like, it just seemed like more human than what it was. And then you put on top of that the fact that they're all bulked up. Like we're dealing with, instead of Leonardo, we should name him The Rock, or like we should name one of them Triple H or something. I'm not saying like they're. I guess I have to say that they look like they're on steroids, kind of. And I really hate to say that, but and maybe what I'm thinking here, and I was thinking about this. Because we really haven't heard or seen a script or seen a trailer for this new version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it seems like this could be more of a I don't know if you've ever been to Newgrounds.com. It's like a video game. It's like a Flash game site where it's a really nice site. I love that site. I used to play that all the time when I was in high school. I think it's still around. People still go on there too. But there was an actual. They actually have like you can put stuff together like series in that too. Using Flash and everything, and upload it to that site. One of the ones was it wasn't Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it was called Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was them later in life. Splinter had died, and they're still fighting the Foot Clan, but they're more mature.
Was it meant to be funny, or was it just meant to be?
It was meant to be like a series, and I found it really interesting because I'm sitting here looking at this and I'm like, okay, well this makes sense. This could be what the turtles look like, later in life. This kind of reminds me of that, but again, like I sit there and I'm like, okay, so we have these bulked up turtles that look like they could just with a finger break you in half. So maybe this is going to be like some kind of I guess older turtle version.
Well, I mean, we see, now one glaring omission was that because the couple of leaked images, one of the images was from, I guess, some sort of like comic book convention that they were setting up a display, and it just says Ninja Turtles.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, I saw that.
There's no teenage or mutant in there. Which, I mean, of course, everyone was pissed off that the rumor was going around that they weren't going to be mutants; they were going to be aliens. But then again, also, what movie theater has enough space for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the freaking marquee? You know what I'm saying?
Well, no. Basically, you would just put up TMNT. That's what everybody used to do back in the day, if I remember correctly. But there again, it would. From looking at these images, it makes more sense that this would be called like Ninja Turtles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just because I think it saves space. You know what I'm saying? Like by the time you printed the ticket, the little thing, the stub that the person has to rip. I mean,
well, and you got to think
you'll never see the time of the showings.
And you got to understand too, all these images were released because of all the bad publicity that it was getting just from that one costume.
Yeah.
I mean, it got really bad to where a person in the production company released these photos. And obviously they were given permission. They're not to just release these photos for nothing.
Oh yeah, shit. If they did it without any guy, that person would be so fired.
Yes.
We're at that point of production where they've already decided what they're going to look like. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, they were keeping it as a mystery, but it's that time of year where a lot of the stuff slowly gets revealed about the movies coming out soon or whatever. Because it was supposed to be is it supposed to be later this year, if I'm not mistaken, or is it next year? Is it 2015 or is it?
Let me look it up on IMDb real quick, because I thought it was supposed to be this year, and they actually changed the date to something different. Let me see here.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a 4th of July type of movie.
No,
I have no official.
I want to say it got moved away from something because it was supposed to be released sooner than it was. Let me see. 2011.
Intriguing.
What is this? Maybe I need to put in. Wow, what the hell's going on with this? Ninja Turtles?
Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles. I remember Sketch said on the last episode that Michael Bay isn't directing, but I mean, the pictures, and one of the pictures that I saw, it's Michael Bay standing.
Okay, here it is. It's supposed to be released on August 8th, 2014. So they pushed it back into August, which means it's probably not going to be good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm still kind of on the wall about this because, I really want it to be better than what it is. Mm-hmm. Oh, really? This is weird.
That's fair.
Well, okay, so yeah, we have Megan Fox as April O'Neil, but then if you look on IMDb, there's a young April, and it's played by Melina Messman, and she looks really, really young. So that's a little weird.
Oh God! Please don't tell me that they're gonna intertwine their origin stories.
I guess so.
Because I think in the original cartoon they had kind of made the story where, since the turtles, the last thing you touch is the last thing you mutate into. The thing you mutate into is the last thing you touch. So the reason they're teenage mutant Ninja Turtles is because they touched a human.
I hope not.
Oh God, it's
let's
gonna be a little girl touching the mutagen and touching the turtles, and
It
that little
looks
girl's gonna grow up to
like-
be April O'Neil. I guarantee you.
I hope
heard it
not.
here first.
I really hope not. It looks like.
Oh,
It looks like.
they're gonna intertwine the origin story.
Shush, quiet. Hold on a minute. It looks like Baxter Stockman's in this one.
Ah,
Let me bring up the full. Okay. Trying to see if there's anybody else. Well, there's foot soldiers in this.
Shredder. I mean,
Metro Reporter, NYPD. I wonder if they meet up with Spider-Man.
well, they are technically all in New York City.
Well, William Fichtner is going to be the Shredder, which apparently Shredder has a different name now than what he is, apparently. I don't know if you heard that rumor.
Oh no,
Let me see the synopsis.
it's not Oroko Saki.
No, it's like something like English. It's like really stupid. Like, I really kind of wanted to choke the guy when I heard it. I love how it's on the top.
Yeah. Now William Fichtner he's a great actor. If this is the same, because I just wanted to. I've looked him up. I know him mostly from the show Prison Break, and for those Batman fans, he was in the very first scene of Batman: The Dark Knight Rises, where the Joker robs the bank, and he pulls a shotgun out from under the desk, and it's like, what the hell? Then you realize that it's a corrupt bank that I was run by the mob. Because why else would a bank in a city have a freaking shotgun under the desk?
Right. I don't know. I mean, I mean, it's a lot better than what I thought. Like, the shit was gonna come out to be. But again, like, I don't know. Like, I'm really concerned about where this is going because I mean, you have this really great TV show, and then you're gonna put out this. You know what I mean? Like, you have this really good animated TV show. You're gonna put this out, and kids are gonna sit there and go, "What is this?" You know what I mean?
You already destroyed fucking Transformers. I mean. I grew up watching Transformers. When Optimus Prime dies, I cried like a little bitch.
Oh, will you stop about Transformers? Jesus Christ!
I'm just, it's
Would you like me to play you a fiddle?
And
Would
what
you like
happens
me to play you a fucking fiddle?
And what happens if Michael Bay goes and says, "Okay, now I'm going to do the Thundercats movie"?
Well,
It would
okay.
hurt
First
your
of all,
feelings.
if he doesn't do it the right way, he's going to get his balls chopped off. That's
Exactly, and he didn't do Transformers the right way. Optimus Prime would never say "my bad." Jazz would never say "what's cracking, bitches." So
right.
Just hurt my feelings on so many levels. But
I don't know. We'll see. We'll wait and see. Like, I'm not going to put too much on this because, I want to see how it turns out, but, we'll find out.
Kelsey, did you fall asleep with us talking about Ninja Turtles in the middle of the night?
Did she? No, I put my mic back on, so.
Oh, okay.
She went upstairs, but here, let me do it so she can hear you. You could speak, Chris.
I can hear the cat. I heard the cat, yeah.
Oh, you can hear the cat now?
I just heard a meow.
Yeah, he's being an asshole right now.
So you're Kelsey, you're feeding Paul spinach?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Popeye syndrome.
I'm a big fan. I'm all about trying to eat healthy, and spinach is superfood.
I'm going to die, people.
So I made this morning. I made him eggs and toast, and then I made an omelet with spinach in it, and then I made him try it, and he said it was pretty good. So.
Oh, okay. Because when you said earlier, before the episode, we were talking about I thought you would just have him eat straight up spinach.
Oh no! No.
No.
I also, what else did I do with the
Well,
spinach?
there are people who do that. There are people who spinaches are greens. You can that's a side.
They're trying to poison me.
I've had spinach as a side. I mean, I'm just putting them in eggs. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's something that goes in eggs. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. Unless, Paul's just not used to that kind of...
Exactly. And it was baby spinach, so it just kind of wilted in there. It wasn't nasty, slimy spinach. But it's really good, and I'm just trying... I'm a health nut sometimes.
I know not what you speak of.
I'm one of those people that makes shakes with berries and soy milk and nuts and stuff.
Are you one of those Food Network people, fanatics?
Oh my gosh, I love the Food Network. My favorite channel.
When I'm not around, she'll sneak it and turn it on.
I'd say Food Network and then like Family Guy and American Dad. And show.
What was that? The last one?
The Cleveland Show.
Oh, the Cleveland. Okay, it kind of.
It's all the same. And I like the newer Adult Swim shows, like Rick and Morty. I cannot stand Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I think that's stupid.
That's why we love each other.
And I don't like Robot Chicken.
I'll say a Family Guy line and she'll remember it.
Yeah. We'll quote Family Guy and be like, I know what that's from.
Oh, that's nasty. I remember the one time.
Damn it! I gotta up my Ratchet minutes. Where are they? Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
Of all the, I think the one moment in Family Guy that just stopped me right in my tracks was the one where he has the cardboard cutout of.
Yeah.
And it's in.
Cindy
Crawford, and they're in the shower.
Yeah, that was hilarious. And you know what's really funny? Like that happens, and then the cardboard cutout is still miraculously in good condition.
Oh yeah.
And I think Chris walks in.
No, it's Meg. I think it's Meg. Yeah.
When you see it, like it slams up against the glass, and then you see the hands, like Peter's hands.
You see her,
and that was like, for a show that is very shocking or whatever, and says and does things. I mean, that was like, it wasn't subtle. That's not the right word.
That was explicitly sexual for that because they do a lot of like shocking, inappropriate things, but it seems like they do less, like, really sexual, like, between Peter and Lois and Quagmire does a lot, but that was really, like, it just, I don't even know what I'm trying to say here.
I'm just saying that one scene was, like, the one scene that, like, will probably haunt me for the rest of my life. Like, I'm gonna be, like, 95 years old, and, like, when you see the hands pressed up against the glass, it's...
that shouldn't corrupt you.
I know I'm already corrupted, but it's, I don't know, that particular scene was like, it was a mark of brilliance in my opinion. It was just one of those, like, you can't, like, it's hard. It would be hard to subtle something that overtly sexual yet not. Like, because all it is was a pair of hands and the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's only dirty because we have it in our heads on what the hell's going on there.
But yeah. You wonder, like, what, I know it's a cartoon and I know there's no telling what, but it's a cardboard cutout,
Which paints a picture of Peter wailing away.
Then he goes back to Lois. Oh, I'm sorry, Lois, that I cheated on you. And she's like,
You're
right. Yeah.
But then, like, Chris ends up taking it, whatever.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Yeah. And Family Guy is one of those shows. Now, when I used to work in the prison, and I was a correctional officer for 10 years, and people, it's funny for people that watch Family Guy where I don't think it's one of those shows where, like, it's on every fucking channel.
Yeah.
It's all over it's on TBS, it's on Cartoon Network, it's on Fox, it's on, the WB, like 11 o'clock at night and stuff like that, where, but it's funny when you see people, certain people won't call it Family Guy, they'll call it Stewie. I've noticed when I was working in prison, a lot of the people, when it was mostly the women, I want to think, Stewie's on. And I think, because in the earlier seasons when he was like more like trying to kill Lois and
Stewie character.
Yeah, it was just, it's funny how, like, certain people take away from the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the people that blew my mind are people like, oh, I've never seen an episode of Family Guy.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. So say yes. Hey, do you watch Family Guy? Because I have a funny, whatever joke, and they'll be like, no, I don't watch Family Guy, and you're like, what?
Then you must not watch TV.
Right.
You must not have a TV in your house.
Or you're Mormon.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on your morals, but, like, I grew up on, like, The Simpsons, Family Guy, So, I guess it depends on how you grow up.
because that's one of those shows I think that like you could like always have it on in the background. Like even if you're not watching, like if you're cleaning your apartment, you can kind of just have that on. It's like comfort food. It's like
You can just get like a DVD. I didn't have cable. I had an apartment. I didn't have cable, and I just would play like Family Guy, the DVD, and it would just play over and over and over. But you can watch the same episode as long as it's spaced out a little bit, and it's still funny every time.
The DVD I had back when I was living with my baby mama, we had whichever episode, the one where they singing about this house is frickin' sweet.
Yeah.
House is frickin' sweet. Now, on that particular DVD, when it went back to the menu, like if you fell asleep watching the DVD, that song would play over and over and over. And you don't know how many nights, like, I woke up, like, at 3 o'clock in the morning, like, throwing my shoe at the TV, like, shut up with the, this house is frickin' sweet. Oh, and so it's like, you know, and I always play
that Family Guy episode from Christmas, the one where they're sitting there going, all I really want for Christmas this year.
Was it the I Need a Jew or no? That's another episode.
Too. That one, I like that one. That's actually the one that got him canceled. That got him canceled from us.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. No, it's the other one. It was actually more of a newer one where Santa Claus is sick, and like he's sick because everybody wants like 50 different gifts, and he's like, no, that's not.
He's like burnt out or something. Or?
Yeah, it's like really burnt out. Like the elves like kill themselves, or like all deformed, special ed.
Oh yeah.
And then like the reindeer. Like carnivore, like monster reindeer that eat each other and eat all the elves. It's kind of fun.
Okay, yeah.
It reminds me of that episode of Futurama where they meet robot Santa for the first time,
and he's like all evil.
They're like Santa, and they're like no, and like he's like trying to kill everybody.
Is that episode the one where they do like the new orientation, and they're like, and if you go out there, the reindeer will eat you?
Yes,
yeah. Mixed up sometimes.
Yeah, it's and Futurama is another one of those shows that I think I could watch.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if it's on 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever, I'll put it on. Just because it's so brilliantly written and funny. It's, you know, it's hard to get a good mix of like science fiction and comedy. It's like, I mean, you know, when it's done right, it's done right, and when it's not done right, it sucks balls. So let me see what else. I have Radio Shack on my list, and of course, you know, I've mentioned in the past I've worked for Radio Shack, and I don't like them, but I've been working on a few.
Please tell us how you really feel.
I've been working on a few projects, and I've been actually stopping by Radio Shack and picking up some parts here and there, and
Chris just put together a studio.
Oh, well, something like that. But I was, you know, one time we had a guy that came in, and he came in with a whole parts list because he wanted to make a stereo. Now, that being said, he ended up spending like $250, which, you know, $250 nowadays can get you a pretty decent stereo. You don't need to put it together.
Right.
That being said, I've been catching myself buying shit that it's like, you know, if you just, you know, you can get this at the store for a hell of a lot cheaper than trying to put it together. So it's like, but I guess, you know, there's kind of like that pride of like, I made this, you know, I put this together. So that was an incredibly boring story that went nowhere. Super Bowl commercials. I'm a little pissed off that they're already showing Super Bowl commercials.
Oh, they do that every year, though.
But it's really, they've only been doing it for like the past like 2 or 3 years. It used to be you had to wait to the Super Bowl to see the commercials. Now it's like, you know, and at least like at the very least, like when YouTube, like you could go on YouTube right now, even though I haven't and I don't want to, you can go on YouTube and look up the Super Bowl commercials. But that's kind of like you have to make the effort to go on YouTube and see those commercials. When you see the commercials that you know that the Super Bowl commercials on regular TV, like, you know, here's the big $1 million commercial that they paid, or $10 million, whatever the hell it costs now, you know.
Yeah, I think it's like $4 million now or something.
And it's like, I don't know, it spoils the magic. You know what I'm saying? It's like not opening your gifts on Christmas.
That's
like,
why you watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. Or at least for the, you know, for the millions of people who watch who don't care about the sport, who just want to watch it for the commercials. But now you don't even need that. You know, I don't know. That bothers me.
You like football?
Nah, I'm not a sports person.
Me either.
I mean, I read comic books and stuff like that, so I'm not into the sports. Let me see what else. The new season of King of the Nerds is out, and I gotta find a way to watch those episodes. I'm pretty sure I could just stream them online, like I've been doing with Game of Thrones.
Probably.
And the reason I bring that up is because we've had Alana Brown Smith and Muji Gay Cooper, 2 contestants from the last season. So they, I want to thank them again for being on the show when they did come on. And let me see what else. And it's just funny, like when you watch, because Paul, did you ever see any episode of King of the Nerds? Or
I don't think so. No.
Well, it's just like the Robert Carradine, I believe, is the name of the actor, and Curtis Armstrong, 2 of the actors from Revenge of the Nerds, are the hosts of the show. Now, not that the show's trying to be like super wholesome or family friendly, but the show kind of like it's a reality show, and it's trying to kind of like it's not like an offensive reality show. But it's like when you think about the hosts that were like from Revenge of the Nerds, at the time, Revenge of the Nerds was probably like one of the dirtiest movies to come out when it did, and it was, yeah. Guys, like seeing it was part of that whole like thing in the '80s of like where there were movies that like were just TNA, tits and ass movies. There were movies just to give us a premise so we could see girls running around topless. And even though it was a good, sweet, charming, well crafted movie, I mean that's all it really was. It was a TNA movie, but it's funny to see like the guys all grown up trying to be taken seriously now. And with that, I think we're going to wrap it up.
That's what she said.
We'd like to... Jesus Christ, this always messes me up. Please visit 2s1p.com where you can find links for everything show-related. One day, I promise I'll get my eBay page back up. It's been a while. I've been still getting myself situated in a new apartment. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/2strangers1podcast. All spelled out. If you have an iPhone, iPad, iPod, you can download every single episode off of iTunes and iTunes Store. Just go to the upper right tab in iTunes, click the tab for podcasts, search for 2 Strangers on Podcast to see our beautiful red, white, and blue logo, and you can download every single episode. You can say, I wonder what Chris was talking about back in April of last year, and boom, you can look it up right now. And you hear me talking about, I don't know, Magic Mike and The Amazing Spider-Man. Well before, I was totally disappointed by The Amazing Spider-Man. You can, if you don't have an iPhone, iPad, iPod, and you have an Android device, you can download us on the Stitcher app. That's STITCHER. And pretty much every podcast worth listening to is on Stitcher. Us, of course. The Toonami Faithful Podcast, but Paul will get to that in a second. Chris Hardwick's The Nerdist, Kevin Smith's Smodcast, Adam Carolla, Mark Maron, every top person in podcasting is on the Stitcher app. And of course, we'll be going for the entertainment and pop culture podcast next year. Unfortunately, the guys at Hollywood Babylon, Ralph Garman and Kevin Smith, beat us just by a little bit this year. So,
beat us just
a couple of million listeners, that's all.
You're a liar.
Come
lies.
Fake it till you make it, baby. That being said, if you want to write us, and I want to give a shout out to some longtime listeners, Tommy B and Bat Dan, interacting. I really appreciate you guys. It's great to hear from you. You can reach us at 2strangers1podcast @gmail.com. All spelled out, 2strangers1podcast @gmail.com. And just visit 2s1p. And that's about it. That's all I can think about right now. I'm feeling burnt out. I acquiesce the floor to you, sir.
Well, you can find me on Twitter at Paul Pascrillo. My last name is spelled PESCRILO. And you can also find me on Tumblr at paulpascrillo.tumblr.com. Let's see, what else? Neurocore Absolution Volume 2 is out there right now if you guys want to get that. It's geekyinkproductions.com or geekyinkproductions.bandcamp.com/releases. Get your copy today. It's also available on iTunes and Amazon. You definitely want to pick that up because it's really good. Chris can attest to that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And as usual, you can find me also on the Toonami Faithful Podcast. So, we're on Stitcher, we're on iTunes, we're on Podomatic. So take a listen.
Nice. So, and Kelsey, you have anything you want to promote? Anything you want to pimp? Anything?
Anything you want to pimp?
You can find me on Twitter at KKegerize, and I think that's about it.
Calm down, fellas. She has a boyfriend, so. Don't send her selfies. Don't send her selfies of you showing off your abs in the bathroom mirror. No shirtless photos.
Look at that! What are you trying to do?
No,
Why are you looking at my girlfriend's posters?
I don't have pictures like that.
I'm saying for guys not to send her pictures of themselves, like, which I'm pretty sure that's probably one of those obnoxious things on where like the guys have the pictures of like them with their shirts off in the bathroom mirror, trying to show off their abs, and it's like. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, some guys are in shape, but like when you see guys like, no, you don't have abs. You're just fucking skinny.
Yeah, that's.
The skin happens to wrap around the muscle because it has nowhere else to go. So, you know, that's got to be.
You have a better waist than me. You probably shouldn't be taken.
And we certainly hope you guys enjoyed listening, had as much fun as we did recording. Thank you for listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
I'm Kelsia.
Don't be a stranger.
Peace. We're out.
Bye.
You should be fapping.
You should be fapping.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne? Smells good to me.
But
look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
But it is spelled Colon.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Oh, fucking. Are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia is spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea, man.
Is.
Look at her, fucking. She's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. It's just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to this show, I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it, that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
Yeah.
insanely inexpensive. 15's not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know. You're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his comic books, heavy metal, video games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I
and
will
his
totally
book,
read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could show them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne right now.
No, sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonePodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonePodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.